All right, so good afternoon. My name is Cody Hogge. I'm a full stack Java developer. So a little bit about me is I'm very family centric. I hold my family at the highest regard. Everything I do, all my drive and motivation comes from me wanting to be the best role model for my son, Lachlan, and to be a great husband for my wife, Emily. I served in the Coast Guard for almost 6 years, where I did federal law enforcement, search and rescue, and intelligence missions. A few of my hobbies include snowboarding, sports, tinkering with electronics, and I'm also a certified Armalite rifle armorer. An interesting fact about me is that on my dad's side of my family, I can trace every generation to serving in the military, all the way back to the Revolutionary War, where my ancestor served in a light howitzer regiment out of Yorktown, Virginia. This is a photo of half of my family. So my mom's side of my family, both my mom and dad have separated and then remarried. This is going to be a photo of my dad's side of the family. And this is the newest addition to the Hogge clan. We have Lachlan. He is just over a year old. And this is a picture from his first trip to the zoo. The picture next to it is a family photo of Lachlan and my wife, Emily, in front of the elephant exhibit, which turned out to be the highlight of his visit. On the picture to the left, this is a picture of me when I graduated from Intelligence Specialist A school in the Coast Guard and graduated to become a third-class petty officer. Here's a photo of me snowboarding, or taking a break from snowboarding to get this epic selfie. This is a picture of a recent trip that I went on with my brother and some really close friends from college. So where we went to Snowshoe, West Virginia, and did some snowboarding over a long weekend. This is an exploded view of an Armalite, or commonly referred to AR-15 rifle. So the AR-15 rifle has, as you can see, numerous components that make this whole auto-cycling rifle work. And that is kind of where I drew some of the inspiration for my capstone project, and we'll cover that later. These are two pictures of my military service. On the left, you can see me conducting helicopter operations, so training for the air crew and boat crews for a variety of missions conducted at sea. On the right, you can see me wearing my law enforcement gear, conducting a port and waterway safety security patrol in the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. So what led me to claim and programming was when I was doing the intelligence mission in the Great Lakes, we had a pretty often or pretty regular project or product that was requested of us. That the process included the flowchart that you can see here. The collection, parsing data, analysis, and exploitation and production of these products that were requested really weren't that long and didn't have too strenuous of a strain on us. The data modeling, however, took an exorbitant amount of time. So we had a lot of time that we dedicated to this process, where we had to alter inputs, trial and error to find the best image that graphically represented what we were analyzing, and getting that in a meaningful way to the people who are consuming this information. So the project that I had, or program that I worked with, had a high-level scripting process. So where I was able to use a flowchart to create a script that would take out a lot of the plug-in and process that the data modeling needed. So fortunately for me, I did that. I completed that project, or completed a script that took our data modeling time way down. So the amount of time it took for an intelligence professional on average to complete one of these products went from 2 to 3 hours to about 30 minutes start to finish. So that leads me to Bizmod, or my capstone project, which stands for Business Modularization. So the idea stemming from replaceable parts is during the revolution, where these replaceable parts really began to become prominent, is that if you have a machine with numerous parts, instead of crafting each component for that machine to work, you create these components that can be replaced, so that if you do have something that breaks, you can easily switch out that broken component rather than using the time and resources to create a whole new machine. So the idea for me is to have this template that I can use plug and play modules to deliver to small or large businesses to fulfill their needs on an easier and more expedited process. These are some of the tools that I used. So I used the Eclipse IDE for my development phases. We used Spring Boot and a Maven wrapper to generate the product, to drag in some of the dependencies that I knew I was going to be using, and as well as having a structured format for my project. I used Java to write the program. We're using MySQL as a database to store our information. I'm using Apache Tomcat to launch this program on a local server to be used on site at the customer's facility. GitHub repositories played a huge role in storing my code while I was working through this. I used Bootstrap, HTML, and CSS as my front end to get the desired view of this user interface program. And then I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention the tremendous amount of help, guidance, and motivation that I received from the Claim faculty and staff. So for the application demonstration, we're going to go over some basic CRUD functions, which are create, read, update, and delete. So we'll create a user, we'll read a list of orders that user has, we'll update one of them, we'll delete an order, and then we'll review, complete, and log out. So for this program, you have to be an admin in order to create a user. So only administrators can register new users. So I'll log in with an account that has an administrative privilege. So here you can see a dashboard that you land as if you're an admin. There's going to be a few subtle differences that I'll try to highlight throughout this demonstration. So as an admin, you can see a different pane over here on the side of your screen, on the left side of the screen, that admins can navigate to, and they have different functions that they can add. As well as the main dashboard here, they can see all the high priority orders, all new orders, and all orders listed by different division. Whereas when you log in under an account or a user role, you'll only log in and see your division. So we'll go to employees, and this is the part where they can either delete employees, reset passwords to a generic password, or they can create a new user, which is what we'll do here. We'll create a user using my brother as an alias. He's going to be a member of the screen printing division. And then we'll make his password something simple, 12345 pass. So we'll confirm the password there. We'll add user, and you'll see that the update was successful. Logan is now a member of this organization. He has a role of user, and he's in the screen printing division. So we'll go ahead and we'll show the delete function, which only admins can delete orders or customers. So we'll go ahead and delete this user I created earlier. And we'll do John Smith. That's going to be the one that we're going to delete. So when we delete him, you'll notice that John Smith is no longer listed in the employee list. So now I'll log out. We'll log in as the newly created user, 12345 pass. And you'll remember that we registered him as a screen printing division. So here you can see he's got one high priority order, and he's got several other orders that are listed in his all screen printing orders. You can see it's highlighted, the high, low, or medium. So we'll say that today Logan has taken the payment for the order number 59. We'll switch that to paid. So now when we click this order, you'll see a log that's been generated that shows when the order was created, who created it, when the order status was changed, what it was changed to, and as well as the dates. And then it's going to be updated to today. Lastly, we'll demonstrate being able to add a note. So Logan has accepted the payment for this order and will begin the shipping process. So when I click that note, it should populate into the log as it does here. So the last phase of our demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and actually complete this order. So Logan will complete the order, and now it no longer shows on this dashboard because it's no longer an active order. So here we can go to the order archive, see that it's been completed for historical or record keeping. If this organization, company 3, would like to repeat an order, it should be easier for the administrators and employees to do so. Lastly, we'll log out and we'll return to our presentation. So the next steps or next goals for this project is to actually modularize the template. I've got the base template, the user login, logout interface done, and now I'm going to be completing or creating these modules. They'll have employee repositories, order repositories, maybe an inventory tracking, or sending emails via mail sender. As I continue to learn new tools and technologies, I plan to keep updating this project, updating new modules, and making it better. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time to view this presentation, to come to Claim Academy, and I would welcome any input, whether that's questions, feedback, or ways to improve this project, or if they would like to see examples of the project. I have a list of contacts or contact information, as well as some professional links like my GitHub, where I do have these repositories published. And that'll be it. Thank you all.